Hello, hello, hello. All right. So today we're going to talk about how to rush it home. We're actually out in the field, working on some stuff with some investors as well as some properties. Had a couple of calls out in the field. Had to rush back, and here we are. I'm going to move this over here a little bit. Get some light. There you go. Yeah, that better. Okay, maybe not. Let me see. Let's move this up a little bit. Change that there. Move the camera. All right. So hey, live and uncut. Here we are. You see this video floating around out there, save it. Be some dropping some awesome nuggets on wholesale, dropping some nuggets on JVing versus creative real estate investing. There you go. How's it going, brother? Okay. Howdy. Okay, let's see if we can do this chat thing. See, here we go. Let's show it. Where's the chatteroni? All right, here we go. Social comments display here. Let's see. Rock and roll. See if this comes up. All right. Got some rock and roll comments. That's going to be going through YouTube. All righty. How's it going, Eric? Can you hear me? Let me see. We got this live here. Yep. Everything's hooked up. Test. Hey, all right. Rock and roll. Yes, you good? Okay. Cool. I think we got the chat going. All right. So chat, I'm not sure. This one shows up because we're actually streaming from Twitter. Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Facebook, I don't think we're doing, right? Yeah, Facebook, yeah, because they went ahead and did some crybaby shit and kind of did some stuff with their account, but we're working on that, right? Is what it is with Shitbook. But hey, right? It's a platform. It works, right? Stuff is there. It has its purposes. All social media has its purposes. We love it. We embrace it. Now we do. Never did before, right? But hey, had to adapt, adjust, or pretty much perish, right? Just like this video stuff here, doing these videos and things of that nature, right? It's like, nah, I'm not gonna get out there to do those videos. Not gonna do all that crap. But it's part of business. It's part of who we are now. It's part of the culture of the world, United States of America. Thanks to these crazy things that mess with your endorphins and fuck with your brain and all kinds of other shit, give you anxiety and stress. That's why it's good to read and do and study the actual books. Why? Because when you're reading it, it's muscle memory. It's like working out. You read it, you study it, you think back, you read it, you engage it, you think about it. You're 100% mind, body, and soul when you're reading it. Then you drift off a little bit, then you got to come back, right? And then you're touching it, you're feeling it, you're writing in it. Audios are cool. They're good. They have a place for it. That's why it says, look, what to say when you talk to yourself, right? Now you can play this stuff on TV, run it all the time on YouTube, right? All the stuff, positive affirmations, visualization. Visualization is one of those days, right? Visualization. It helps. It works. But I did watch something from Bob Proctor. Very awesome, right? He's like mind, body, and soul, or mind and your body. You need to be 100%, because a lot of times you can watch a seminar. He showed some experience or showed some things in regards to kind of like doing a seminar, and then he'd go back and ask the same questions to some people, and for some reason, when he came to that point, their mind took off in a different way because they're thinking about something. They started thinking about it, and it defaulted to whatever they're thinking about, and they missed that little segment, right? That's what audio does. Audio would download into your mind, kind of like downloading a piece of software onto your computer. If you don't use it, it just sits there and nothing happens to it, right? Nothing ever. Or maybe you'll see it as you go through the files and go, hey, oh, okay, yeah, I remember that software. I'll get to that one of these days. And it never happens. Or you finally do it, right? You go, shit, where's that been all my life, right? So it's very important. I know it's hard because we all got freaking ADHD these days, right? With all this food and processed foods, and they're driving us crazy and changing our DNA and all this good stuff, and the weather and all this doom and gloom, right? But the main thing is PMA, positive mental attitude, vibrating at a higher frequency. I did learn some stuff when you're at a way lower frequency, when you're like a kid, right? That's when you're kind of like you can dream, right? You think things are more of a reality, but they're not. They're your reality, right? So you're probably figuring, where am I going with all this? First of all, right? And what does this all mean? It's kind of just tapping into a little bit of mindset, as we always like to get into it. Today's Thursday. It's a field day. It's a sales day. It's rock and roll. It's all about making some money, sharing these lovely things with other people throughout the world and the United States of America, and here in Southern California as well. I'll be going back and forth. I'll be wearing these things. Okay. So if you see the video, I got okay, cool, awesome, sounds good. All right, brother, awesome. So we're doing some. There's the Facebook. That's why I see that Facebook link. I was wondering. Awesome, good job there, brother. Okay, Eric, where you at, man? You on Facebook? Are you on your phone or what? Give us a holler if you can hear me, or if you want to tap in, go for it. If you can tap in, cool, awesome. Okay, real stream sounds good. So all right. So if you got questions, break them out. We're going to talk about wholesaling versus joint venture versus like creative real estate investing, right? And who's the winner at the end of the day with all that, and who comes out on top after this is all said and done. Okay, like wholesale. Everybody and their mother wants to get started. When I got started, I want to be a bird dog, right? I just want to get into real estate investing, period. I don't care. I just want to buy, fix, and flip, and buy and hold, and have something for the future, right? I figured that's awesome. I did know that two things when I went looking for a job, when I started getting into, man, I got to pay bills. I got to have a family. I go, well, where do I go to have a job where I always will have a job? And that was food or real estate or, something that was a commodity of some sort where, hey, people got to eat and they got to live somewhere, right? So, I kind of got into the corporate gig and did that stuff. If you don't know anything about me, I worked a corporate gig for about 15 years, 10, 15 years, somewhere in between there, right? First 5 was trying to go up the corporate ladder to say, hey, if you're going to move into be an expert, takes 5 years for one, and 2, if you can do it and move into management in under 5 years, then this probably you're going to be okay, right? If it takes you longer, then you got some problems, right? And but I've always been hungry. I come from California, right? And then went to the Midwest, and some people in New York, hey, they're even faster than us, right? They're like bam, 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 right? You don't want to look them in the eye too long, 2, 3 seconds. They're like, hey, what the hell are you looking at, right? Hey, they get all crazy. California, maybe 5, 10, 15 seconds before they go, hey, what the hell are you looking at, right? So it is what it is. But wholesaling, what the hell is wholesaling? What is that, right? It wasn't called wholesaling. The cycle before me, I come from the last cycle, right, in 2000s, and then the cycle in the 80s and 90s was all about Reaganomics, all about seller finance, all about creating options and things of that nature, because interest rates were like 7, 8, 9, 10, highest credit cards, 17, 18% for loans. So how do you sell property that way? You got to get creative. You have to do some creative real estate investing of some sort, right? How do I go get a loan? It's going to be almost like a credit card, and how do I sell this darn thing? So they would get a loan, and then they would obviously do some, hey, can't pay for it all, but they get a loan for this amount. I'm going to sell you the property at 150 back in the day, or 80,000. Say it's 100,000. You'll get a loan for 80. I'm going to carry a second for 20, and we're going to go ahead and get you into the property. Awesome, cool. Now you're a homeowner. The American dream is there and done, right? So creative real estate investing started coming to the forefront, right? How do I do this seller financing? How about we finance? How about we do some seconds and thirds and all kinds of other stuff? Kind of came into the environment. Looks like we lost Eric there. All right, must have dropped off. Hey, okay, dropped off, brother. Oh, there he is. Hey, he's coming back. Hey, let's turn him back on. Boink. There you go. Cool. All right, so we got already going into 10 minutes. Wow, okay. So 10 minutes. I don't want to take too much time, but wholesale. How did wholesale come about? A little bit of history on it, right? Along with myself, right? But I worked, did that corporate thing, got into real estate, left a corporate gig, went to a management gig, and then people know my story, right? Kind of story. Some people, some don't. But I took that corporate gig because I was working 80, 90 hours a freaking week on a salary of 47 hours, I believe, which is pennies on the dollar. So I went from that to working 4:30 to 2:30 p.m. and I had Monday through Friday all day long, and Saturday and Sunday. I was already working like 2 jobs anyway, so I did the management job, and every day, every waking hour, I did real estate. Okay. Now I dipped into, it wasn't called wholesaling. Okay, it was just called no money down, good credit, bad credit. Invest in a piece of property with $10 to $100, lock it up, go get some private money or hard money, fix it and flip it. That's it. That's real estate investing, or buy and hold it, right? So that's kind of how I get started. The cycle before that, right? It was the same thing. Hey, let's do some seller finance, seller carryback, all that other good stuff. And then the 2000s came and it started merging. The 90s, they took a shit. Late 90s, right? We had that little crash and a bunch of other stuff. Even to the point where in a particular area, not this cycle or the last cycle, the cycle before that, right? It was merging into the 90s into the 2000s. We had a bunch of HUD issues, right? HUD, bunch of government loans, crazy loans, and those properties went to shit. People left the properties. They smashed up the walls. They took kind of the stuff you see like in the Midwest in Ohio, Missouri, or places like that, where the house is gutted. All the electrical's gone. All the plumbing's freaking gone. If it was something that you could sell and in the property, then it would be gutted. And so, but a lot of people started going in buying these properties, 5,000, 6,000, 10,000, 20,000 bucks. HUD started selling them right through their platform. There's a platform kind of like auction.com. And they'd sell them, and then they'd sell them to the nonprofits, then they'd sell them to other people, and then they just kind of like just, hey, have an auction. If you want to buy it, you can buy it, buy these things. People were gobbling it up like left and right, right? If you were an agent or if you're a broker and you got that HUD account, man, that was awesome. And I did talk to one of my mentors at the time. He pretty much had that account in the high desert, right? Had one of the accounts in the high desert, and that's what his thing was, right? Was to sell off all those HUD homes to people. The cycle before that, it was crazy because people were just gobbling them up. And you imagine buying something at $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in California? It's unheard of, right? But it happened. And then, that started happening, and then, they put them back, they'd fix them up, they'd sell them, fix them up, sell them, fix them up, and then hold on to them. There's some awesome people that, man, they bought 100, 150 of those properties. And this happened here in Southern California, even in Corona and the other places, right, where they'd buy those properties, fix them up, and then hold on to them. And then wait for the cycle to do its thing, sell off about 100, keep 50, and then, pay off those 50, and, walk off of 15, 20, 30 million bucks, right? And still have 50 properties that are going to keep the machine rolling, keep your livelihood going, or your lifestyle going, which is awesome. Know some people that have done that over in the Corona area. Awesome people, awesome guy at the end of the day too. But that wholesaling came to the table. It wasn't called wholesaling. It was like wholesaling comes from or derived from commercial real estate. In other words, you can get commercial, you can get an option on a piece of property, you can write a contract with some stipulations stating that, hey, I need about 3 or 4 months to do my inspections, do my stuff, to figure out how I'm going to repurpose this piece of property, whatever it was, right, in commercial, and they'd write it up. And then probably do what they're going to do and then sell it to another investor. They'd sell off the paper to another investor. It's the same thing with wholesaler. You're going to go get a contract, you're going to find a property, and then you're going to go ahead and take that piece of paper, because every contract is assignable, okay? And then you're going to go ahead and assign it to another investor in your network if you built a network or someone who's interested. I found out by accident last cycle. First and foremost, this full disclaimer, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm not a CPA. So, check out the video, take the information, use it as your own risk for entertainment purposes or whatever you'd like to call it. But this is the Amp Live Real Estate Show, so rock and roll in all that you do. All right, and take it for what it is, right? Use it or don't use it, totally up to you, but it's awesome stuff. I'm just going to share some of my stories, and that's basically what I did. I found out by accident because I was locking up these contracts. I go, and I'm looking for private money, looking for hard money. Then I do all the numbers, and I go, hard money, go, shit, that's going to be like 20, 30,000 bucks. Then I got to give away to hard money, and I got to pay this and pay these high interest rates and all this crazy shit. I go, man. Plus, I got to come up with 20 or 10% down. Actually, it was 20% down, right? I had to put 20% down. Then I got to have a high-ass payment for hard money. And then I got to get the money to fix it. And then I got to put it on the market for holding costs. And then I got to get it sold. And then I'm left with what? All that work, and maybe, right? I'm gonna profit, but the hard money people are gonna profit too. So I'm like, there's got to be a better way. So I started studying, and I go, every contract is assignable unless it says non-assignable. I go, maybe I could sell these contracts off, because when I had these contracts, right, and I was trying to find private money, because I go, I don't want to use hard money, or I was talking to, in my travels going through and looking for hard money and then private money, and they said, yeah, I'll loan you some money, or I won't, or you know what, I'll loan it to you, but I want like, a big split. I go, a big split? Like what? I got to do all the work and you'll loan me the money, and then, I'm going to cut you a check back type stuff, and all this crazy stuff. And I go, well, and then some started asking me, hey, why don't you just sell the property to me? So what do you mean? Yeah, just I'll cut you a check and I'll take the contract from you, and I'll go fix it and flip it. I was saying, wow, you can do that. And that's when I started studying and started figuring out that yeah, every contract's assignable. So the ones that I wanted to keep, right, I've worked on it and tried to find, but even then in the beginning, I go, well, maybe I could build up and sell these contracts and cash in and put it back into my business, right? Put it back into my business and then get some more deals and then continue to do that. So that's what I was doing, getting the contracts. And during the first 2 years of my career, I used a 2-page legal form that I got from, I guess I could say it, Carlton Sheets, right? I had an attorney look at it with my last 150 bucks. And of course, trying to upsell me and all this good stuff and said, if you might want to change this and add this and do that. And I said, no, I don't got any money for that. I got you for 1 hour. Can I use these legal contracts and not get in trouble? He said, yeah. I said, cool, 150 bucks, here you go. And boom, I was out of there using for the first 2 years of my career. But I studied. What I did is I made sure that I learned every word and I read every little piece of that contract, right? And understood it. Page 1, page 2, all the way through, because that's just me. That's what you should do. If you're not doing those things, then you're not taking this business serious, okay? You should become a contract freak, a contract master, a master at the art of the deal, right? As well as contracts, because that's what you're doing. You're dealing with contracts. You're dealing with structuring a deal, right? Wholesale is a one-trick little pony at the end of the day. Once it's gone, it's gone. It'll always be there. There'll always be a place for it, right? But there's always going to be creative real estate investing. So you got your wholesale, you got your joint ventures kind of right in there with your wholesale as well, right? We'll get into a little bit about joint venturing, which I'm not a fan of, and I wasn't a fan of even when I got started in the last cycle. But I'll give you my 2 cents on that. But I started just getting the contracts. And then I created my A list, right? Created my A list and said, hey, look, I got deals. What are you looking for? I qualified the buyers. Here's my deals. Here's my prospectus. Plus, I dug even deeper. I said, if I got a deal, here's all the pictures, right? There's no video. Here's all the pictures. And here's, what else? We got a full prospectus on the property, broken down with the numbers. In other words, like if I'm going to fix it and flip it, here it is. Here's all the numbers. Here's what my projections are. My projections, right? By the way, remember that, my projections. And then I would say, hey, this is what I got. Make it super easy for an investor to make a decision to say yes or no. Of course, serving it up to an investor who says, hey, this is what I'm looking for, right? You don't try to serve an orange, try to sell an apple to, or sell someone an apple who likes oranges, okay? Don't try to sell someone an apple if they like oranges, right? You can. If you just got like a challenge, say, I want to see if I can sell this some bitch an orange. Cool. Go for it, right? But if they want an apple, why go through the bullshit? Unless you really have to sell them an orange, because that's all you got, then you sell them an orange, right? Tell them how awesome that orange is, right? And why they need it. But if you got an apple, serve them up an apple. It's easier. You only try to serve up those oranges after you can't sell this apple to a bunch of other people who want apples. And you say, look, then you start taking your orange, say, I got oranges. Oranges for sale, right? If that makes sense at all. I'm just using the analogy as a piece of property or a contract, right? Contract, piece of paper. You have some, equitable title in it. You do all the work, and you're going to go sell it to another investor in your network, or get some hard money, get some private money, and fix it and flip it or buy and hold it. That's the whole goal when I got into real estate. I want to fix and flip and buy and hold. I want to own property, right? Had no idea that I would get into the creative real estate investing realm by digging and finding things out. But that's just me, right? After figuring out that, hey, I got a contract, 2 contract here, and I'm a contract freak. I'm going to do contracts. I'm going to do options. Then I'm going to start doing some marketing type agreements and things of that nature. I'm going to get inventory and populate my websites because I didn't want to knock on doors or do any freaking cold calling, right? So I said, I need people coming to me. And it's always going to be like that. I need deals coming to us, coming to me, even in this environment now, right? Super important. Now, they got mechanisms for that. CRMs, ring list, voice message, text, all that good stuff. Direct mail is the same. It's never gone anywhere. It's always been there. Does it work? Here to tell you, yeah, it freaking works, okay? Of course, it all works. I'm telling you right now. Every marketing vertical works. If you hyper-focus on it, it'll deliver. But Will you deliver, right? Will you be able to make those deals happen? Will you be able to figure out and provide a solution to your seller? Will you be able to figure out the art of the deal and understand and read between the lines, see the forest through the trees, right? All those things are important. If they're not important to you, then you're never going to close a fucking deal, period, okay? But that's where JV comes in, right? People want a JV. Yeah, let's joint venture. Does it work? It works if you got systems in place, okay? It works awesome for the people who have experience because they're going to gobble up all the newbies who are saying, go out, get deals, go get deals, go get deals, go get deals. And then these people will either come in and take over the deal, structure the deal, work the deal for a bigger split, or they're just going to go ahead and just, try to cash them out or whatever. The bottom line is there's less experienced people than there is newbies. So that's gonna fracture sooner or later, okay? Because you got a lot. It's kind of like when people wanted to get into the business of, hey, I want to do real estate, and then hey, I want to do wholesale. I don't even need any money and stuff, right? That is broken down too as well. You're seeing a lot of people get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, get out. Same thing for real estate. Get in, get out, get in, get out. You have to have a system. You got to have a process in place. Wholesale for me was bird dogging. Didn't work, so I went to locking up contracts that they call it wholesaling now. Locking up contracts, selling the paper, locking up contracts, selling the paper. Then I started doing options because I'd be transparent with my sellers and say, look, I don't want to do a contract. I'm not going to put this in escrow. I really can't help you. I'm probably going to walk away. But you know what? I got an idea. How much do you want? This is what you want? Okay, here's the number. Let's say it's $250,000. You want $250,000? Okay, I tell you what, I could probably do that. I might be able to unload it. Give me a shot. I'll do an option. One pager, not a big deal. If I need to put in some clauses, I'll add an addendum to that and we'll make it a little bit more intricate. And I'll go ahead and get an option on that property. And I'll say $250,000, anything over $250,000 is mine. Okay? Is that okay? Sure, no problem. And also tell them if you sell the property, but I know they're probably not going to work it because they're so tired, they went in and spent money, or they try to, I'll give you an example. One lady did that. She went and got some money and figured, I'll just do the kitchen, I'll do the floors, and I'll do all this crazy stuff, and I'm going to resell the property and make all kinds of money. Okay, shit happened, right? Shit happened with her daughter. Her dad started getting sick. She lost her job. All kinds of stuff started happening. We stepped in, and I did that. I said, I don't want to take a contract. I'm willing to do an option. Okay, I'll see if I can help you. I'll take the time to see if I can help you. Otherwise, I'm not interested in fixing and flipping that property. I just don't want it. She said, okay. And, literally crying and stuff. Oh, thank you, I appreciate it, this and that. At first, she was like, oh, this is what I want, this is what I need, and there's no way, this money's going to, blah, 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 trying to lay all the rules out. I said, that's cool. I had to do the takeaway. I said, it's not for me, unfortunately. But then I did come back with an alternative. I said, let me do an option on the property. So whatever I sell it over and above this, I'm going to send it. I'm going to work it through my investors. I'm going to look for some newbie investors because those are probably the ones that are probably going to want this type of deal because it's a little tight. And there's some things and mechanisms in here that need to be more creative, and I will sell them on that. I will set them up with that. You just need to be able to say, hey, I agree with what you're doing, period. You okay with that? She said yes. So I did an option, and then I started pushing it out there to my list and working it, right, through email and phone calls. Some phone calls. Yes, we used to pick up the phone. Yeah, you pick up the phone. Want to make some money? Pick up the damn phone, okay? Pick up the phone, calling people, and I finally got someone to come into our office. Hey, I'm interested in this deal. I got a lot of no. Then I said, I got a no from this lady. Said, I might know a few people. You mind sharing it with them? Sure. So my whole goal is because I know the numbers on the deal. I know it intimately, right? I know what the spread is. I know how much the holding costs are. I know it from buying it cash to sub-2 to an option, all that good stuff, right? How are you going to sell something if you don't know what it is, if you don't know what those numbers are? You have to. So I said, hey, no problem. Have them come to my office. Broke down the numbers, showed them pictures and everything, showed them all the numbers and hammered, and boom, got them to sign a contract, signed it over to them. And then I said, hey, congratulations. I told the lady, she was happy, started crying, all this other good stuff, right? I did tell her, though, if I don't find anybody and you do find somebody, let me know. I'll tear up the contract, okay? We're done. We're good. See if I can help you out. And nothing happened. I even asked you, any bites? No. And finally, when that person came to contract, I actually was happy. And, I was like, hey, guess what? What? I got you the money. They're going to close, right? We're going to go close and do all this stuff. We're going to do a table closing. They're going to cut you a check for the money you want equity-wise. She had a loan on the property, so we kind of went like a sub-2 type deal after. So we did the option, executed the option, and then I rearranged and restructured the deal and put it into a sub-2 and then sold them the deal. I know, you go, what the hell is that? What does that even mean? How does that happen, right? It happens by going in and actually making stuff happen, making deals work. So that's what we did. Went ahead and did that, structured the deal so they can take it sub-2. There was a loan in place, so they didn't have to go get any hard money. They already had some money saved up so they can do the repairs. They're already a construction company that did construction anyways, wanted to start buying properties because they're doing construction for, being contractors for a bunch of investors. They go, man, I want to make some of that big money. We're making some decent money doing their rehabs, but I want to do our own rehabs. Perfect. Got one for you, right? And that's how it happened. So, they took it over. We structured it for them. Said, but you got to cut a check to her first, okay? Cut a check to her, and then you're going to cut a check to us. And that's how it worked. She did call back about 4 or 5 years later. Called our national 800 number, and I just happened to answer, which was kind of crazy because I never answered that damn thing. And I picked it up. It's God doing his thing, right? And she goes, hey, hello, can I speak with Eric? This is Eric. Oh, my God, is that you? Do you remember me from Antelope Valley? House? Fixer-upper? Dad was in Northern California? Yeah, I sure do. I remember. She told me some names and this and that. She said, I just wanted to call you because you literally changed my life, and I appreciate it. I just said after all these years, I'm going to call this guy one of these days on a call. She was in Vegas, and she called me and said, hey, this is what happened. I took that money. I went to go visit my dad in Northern California before he passed, okay? And then I had to figure out what I was going to do with my life. I stood there for a little bit, kind of got my thoughts together. I became a nurse. I went and got my degree to become a nurse. She ended up in Vegas with their son, bought a house, got her credit all together, moved on with her life, and said that would have never happened if you didn't, do what you did and help me out 4 years ago, right? It was freaking awesome. So I said, I just want to say thank you. I said, man, that is amazing. Thank you very much. You don't know how much that means to me. That means that, hey, God has put me on the path where I need to be, and I feel good about everything, right? Because I put into the book, I put into the bank of good, and I wasn't expecting anything from her. But she didn't forget about me. She didn't forget about us. She didn't forget about the brand, and she decided to call that damn number that she's been saving for 4 freaking years. What a story. It's an awesome one, right? But it's true, and it's crazy, and I couldn't believe that it happened, and it happened to me, and it happened to our company. That stuff happens all the time, okay? To a degree. Not like that. That's a rarity, right? People don't wait 4 years to thank someone or do things of that nature, right? Hey, what's up? We got some on there? We got some video? Come on, show me some video, man. Who is that? Is that Eric? Tyrell? All right. But that's what happened. And that was done on an option. And I was transparent with her. And I told her what we needed to do. But I also had to say, look, if I do this, I'm going to make it happen. And I hyper-focused on helping her. It was more important to help her than it was to put money in my pocket. Even though, right, I was getting hammered, at the time about money. You got to do this. You really going to do that? You left your job to do this, blah, 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 right? All that pressure comes down the wire. But at the same token, I still had to frame it. Because when I was thinking about money, deals wouldn't flow the way they needed to. When I thought about the clients first, taking care of the clients, and if it's a good fit, we will work together. If it's not, I'll walk the hell away. Forget the money. Because, if they can't sleep at night, investors can't sleep at night, we can't sleep at night, no deal. And that's still our philosophy today. Integrity, loyalty, communication. Because communication can break down because we all got families, right? And also, hey, we have that one. Seller can't sleep at night. Anybody, whoever it is, can't sleep at night. We're not doing the deal. We will walk away. It doesn't matter how much money it is. We'll walk away. It's not worth it, okay? But that's why it's so important to learn the art of the deal. Relationships, okay? Really high trust selling. I don't even like the word selling, but it's true, right? You have to understand what you're dealing with. This is a people business, okay? If they're not a people person, then find others that are better at that than you, and you be the person that orchestrates. Can it be done? Of course, because nobody can tell you that it cannot be done. Nobody can tell you that you cannot do it because you can. You can do anything you want to do in this freaking life. You just got to set your mind to it. You got to be hyper focused. Almost to the point of just saying, putting these blinders on, as my dad used to say, put on those horse blinders, right? And all you see is tunnel vision, right? Be hyper-focused and tunnel vision your ass to a deal and to more deals, right? That's what you need to do. So that's wholesaling. That was wholesaling even for me, right? There's just no money down, writing up contracts, doing options. And then I met one of my mentors, Hal from Hal's Houses, and I got the creative real estate investing bug, right? And that was all about creative real estate investing, seller financing, rent to own, lease options, sub two, right? I'm going, wow, this is awesome. Of course, I studied some of the Carlton Sheets videos on a CD. Yes, there's CDs, right? And I start looking at that stuff and going, how do they do this? The numbers don't make sense. The numbers don't make sense. Even if you're doing YouTube University right now, probably going, I don't know, these numbers are not making sense here because they're not telling you everything, right? You have to read between the lines and go, that profit looks right if they went private money. If they went hard money, there's no deal, or it's a tight deal. Or did they go traditional, FHA, conventional? Did they put some money down, go old school, and go, oh, I'm going to put some money down and I'm going to buy a house? Now, you can do that only if you, depending on how much you have in regards to your credit, right, and assets, and what you got in regards to a bank saying, hey, can we give you a loan? Do we want a loan to this guy or gal? Maybe you can get up to about 5 to 10 properties, then you're cut off, right, unless you got more assets or you got some business with revenue. Excuse me. And then they'll go from there, but there's usually a cap. And then they got to start looking at alternatives. I need another way to figure out how to buy properties, right? So wholesale is what it is, one trick pony. It's awesome. It works. It'll help you get into the business. It helped me when I was doing it, right? So I can bankroll my business and keep moving forward. Then I started taking on properties to fix and flip, and some buy and hold, right? Things of that nature. But mostly fix and flip, and got crews together to hammer those some bitches in and out, right? And just awesome, cool. It's a good word. Rock and roll. Any questions? Just hammer them out, okay? So that's basically what I did, right? So we got the wholesale stuff, and then JVing. My mentor, I did ask, right? He didn't say anything about. He did kind of bring it up. It's called, wasn't a JV. It was more like, hey, you make your money when you buy it, and at the same token, hey, don't forget, Eric, if you get a good deal, right? There's tons of money out there. So, and I just kept getting contracts and selling, I'm selling to my A list, 4 or 5 investors. I run it through them, they buy, and keep on filling my pipeline with buyers, and selling to my A list, right? That was it. And then my mentor, and I was selling a lot of inventory to him as well. He said, when are you going to start fixing and flipping, man? I'm making all this money. Why don't you just take one down for yourself? Instead of making 5, 10, 50, because I was happy with 10K in a pop. Boom, boom, boom. If I get more, awesome, right? But I said, hey, you're missing out on the 40, 50, 60, $70,000 or more by fixing and flipping these. I said, I know, I'm just not ready. I'm working on it, okay? Until a couple of things happened and transpired where I just decided to do bam. But he did tell me, he goes, well, I even asked him, how am I going to get the money? I don't want to use hard money. He says, well, there's private money. There's people out there who have money that will lend you money. We call them friendship deals. You write a check, we'll get a check back to you, secured by a piece of real estate, okay? And I'm not going to get into that on this particular video, but it's doable, and that's the only way we do stuff 9 times out of 10 is private dollars, right? There's hard money. We have access to it. We got a mortgage company, real estate company, and I am the head of the private real estate investment firm, AHA, Americans Helping Americans. That's what we do. But at the same token, I finally just said, you know what? I said, he told me, right? Get somebody, they'll write a check. Just give them 50% of the deal. I said, I don't want to give them 50% of the deal. I locked it up. I found it. I negotiated. I structured it. I worked it. I'm the one who's serving up this $150,000 to $80,000 or $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 deals, and I'm serving it up to investors, and I just want my little chunk. I figure if I'm going to do it, then why do I want to give them that much money, right? Plus, I'm going to be in there, and I'm going to fix it, and then I'm going to get a crew, and then I got to put it on the market, and then I got to market it, and then I got to sell it, and then I got to do all the paperwork to get it sold, or I hire a real estate agent and pay them, and then give them that split. And I go, okay, well, he goes, yeah, I do it all. He said he does it all the time, or he did when he started, right? Of course, this guy has 40 years of experience at the end of the day. So I was like, I don't know. But things kind of manifested, and I started getting people coming to my office. Hey, I got a checkbook. I'm a real investor. Check that out. I got money. You got any deals? I said, yeah, of course I got deals. I don't have my bag. My bag's in the car, right? But I was going to show you like a stack of folders, right? You got a stack of folders, and those are all deals inside there, right? With those deals, every one of them was a contract to sell, fix, flip, buy, hold, whatever, option, contract, sub two. I like the sub twos only because I truly control. We control the company, the LLC, the trust, the beneficiaries control that property. The reason I started going that route is because of the circumvention that happens in the business. People go around you, try to take your deal. Hey, don't sell it to these guys, sell it to us. Sell it to us for $30,000 more, but then they're just going to backpedal after they get you to cancel. So it's super important. We had that conversation today earlier on the phone, right, with a couple of mentees, and we're going through the buyers, qualifying buyers, and how they can, hey, when we lock up a deal, we built that relationship to the point where they'd come back. If somebody's coming to them, say, hey, someone made me an offer. They said they're going to willing to pay me more, even though I got under contract with you, Eric, and AHA. They said, get rid of AHA, I'll pay you more. And they would say, no, I'm working with AHA, we're good to go. Give me your card and your information, and I'll give it to him, right? Of course, he would gather that first anyways, because I told him to. Anybody who approaches you, give us the information, we'll contact them and do whatever we need to do. And he'd tell people, just sellers. I'm just going off of one that was in San Dimas, but sellers, if we build that relationship correctly, will say, yeah, go here. Here you go. Here's their information. And then, they never call us, of course, because they know they're being unscrupulous and they're doing things they shouldn't be doing, right, which is circumventing. Agents, brokers, and investors are all guilty of doing it, right? And then we would pretty much just go, cool, no problem. We put them into what? The book of shit, right? Put them in a book where, it's the black book right here. Hey, we won't do business with you, but we're going to watch you. Make sure that we don't do business with you and hopefully not doing business with others that we work with, okay? It happens. It's called circumvention, right? So, but even with a contract or an escrow, anything can happen. But 9 times out of 10, when they do offer more, they're just going to backpedal anyways because our offer is a decent one. It's a good one, probably more than fair 9 times out of 10. And they're just going to backpedal, even if they were to get the deal and go back to either our price point or lower and try to, go that route. We're not into backpedaling. I don't suggest it. It's not good for your reputation. Do your numbers and do them correctly, right? Things can happen, though, right? If things happen, then you just work it out. Honest mistakes can happen. So you work it out with the seller, your investors, whatever you need to do, and move forward, right? That's why due diligence is super, super important when you're doing this business, okay? So with the JV thing, that's when a JV hit me. I go, well, okay, joint venture. I would be joint venture. Kind of, sort of, right? If I brought another investor in, but then I go, oh, I don't want them to tell me what kind of paint I have to use, what kind of nails I got to use, what to do, and this and that. And then what if at the end of the day they want more money and they don't sign on the dotted line and try to hold the property ransom, blackmail you, whatever, for more money because I want more. Now, all that stuff is that, it is what it is, the devil's advocate stuff, right? But I did do a couple of those in the beginning, only because, I said, hey, no problem. You got the money? Cool. Only because they came to my office and said, hey, I spent $20,000 on this program, and it's a year and a half, and I haven't done any deals, so I'm about to wrap it up. Even back then, same thing happens today, right? In this environment, happened in last cycle. And it's kind of weird. But they're saying the same thing. I talked to sellers, and they won't talk to me. Yes, I got some leads. But, I said, I want you to look at all this stuff. Look at all this stuff, the program they got. So you tell me, is it worth what I paid and all this good stuff? I just want to do some deals. I got some money, too. Look, I got a checkbook, man. You got any deals I can work on, whatever? I said, well, let me look at that stuff. In the meantime, do you have anything that I can look at right now? I'm looking at money-making tasks, right? What do you have right now? Give me some leads, brother. Who are you talking to? What do you have? He said, yeah, I got 2. All right, so I called. I got one while he's looking through his books and doing his thing, going, let me see. I'll show him this, show him that. I'm on the phone talking to the seller, going through my scripts, going through the lead gen, right? The submission. The mission is submission. Even back then and even today, we do the same rock and rollness. We just adapt, adjust, or we perish, right? So we do the submission, get the submission, I get the appointment. While he's messing with some shit that's not going to make him money, right? I'm over here working on making some money with him and us at my office. Got on the phone, got the appointment, hung up, going, bam, what happened? He goes, oh, what happened? I said, well, okay, Saturday, 4 p.m., got an appointment. We're going to go talk to these ladies. What are you talking about, man? She wouldn't even talk to me. She talked down to me. She got pissed off. I said, well, that's probably what was your approach? We did talk about it. It was just his approach, how he spoke to her, how his, he had a little bit of slang here and there, how he's kind of talking down to her so she didn't feel good about it. And, she's in a position where she's like a principal, but I forgot, a private school, I forgot what they're called. A dean, freaking dean, right? College educated and all kinds of other stuff, right? So you just got to let her do her thing. If you let her speak, and you just got to dance through the conversation with somebody like that, right? You got to wear a different hat and drop the ego a bit. And got the appointment. Long story short, yes, we went there. We locked it up. We did a little bit of sub-2. We split the payments on their mortgage. Didn't do any fixing up. Didn't do anything. Didn't touch the freaking house. They lived in it. Joe, the guy, I won't say his name, but the guy did made him earn his money, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, we did split that one. I said, hey, you know what? You got the lead. We'll work it. If you put money into it, I'm not putting anything into it, but I will work it, and I'm still gonna take my 50%, and he was gonna get his 50%. And I went in there and negotiated the whole thing, locked it all up, and then said, cool, bring a buyer. So let him work to bring a buyer. And yep, lo and behold, he got somebody from San Diego all the way down here to the LA area, and they bought the property. Long story short, we got the property sold. He got his split. I got my split. JV, it is what it is. Does it work? Yeah, but guess what? I was in total control of the whole scenario to a degree, okay? Because he could have, he wanted to get paid. So if you want to get paid, you got to follow my rules, our rules, right? The rules, right? The business, the company's rules, policies and procedures, right? And then building that trust with him at the same token and saying, look, you came to me. You came to my office. You want to do some deals. You got money. Same token, you saw what happened in 15 minutes of being in my fucking office, of getting a lead, getting an appointment, going to the property, having a powwow. Same drill, got a powwow. We go into the property. I did tell him, hey, if I'm rocking and rolling and I'm talking, I'm going to grab you by the shoulder. If I grab you by the shoulder, it means, and I look at you, it means shut the fuck up. Plain simple. Don't blow the deal for us, okay? And that's it. No under the fucking leg shit, right? Because these two ladies are smart, savvy. Right? She figured out, oh, you're the one with the money. You're the one who negotiates. I said, hey, it's okay. Perception's reality. Let them think whatever they're going to think. Does not matter, right? It's the same thing today. It's the art of the deal. It's what we teach. It's what we do at AMP Live, the American Mentee program, and it's what we do with AHA, right? That's how we help fellow Americans not just buy and sell and fix, flip real estate. We're also mentoring, training people throughout the United States, doing the same thing that we did, but obviously with more bells and whistles and more of this beautiful stuff that we got here, which is technology, social media, right? Let me get back to that story, though. Okay? Had control of it. I was willing to do a JV. Now, did I do many JVs? No. Do I still do many JVs? Yes, because it's different, right? We got the mentoring program, and that's what it's designed to do in a different, specific, but more intimate way. We don't just take on any Joe Schmo or anybody who just says, I want to do a JV. We, in the first cycle, or the cycle that I was from, no, yeah, I knew who he was. He knew who I was, right? I know he had money. I know he wanted to do a deal. So we did that deal. But he saw the proof in the pudding right out of the gate. And then he listened exactly to what I asked him to do when we went to the property, and we did what we needed to do. We stepped outside and said, hey, I think we can do this. Are you sure? Are you willing to do this? Are you willing to pay half? Say, hey, let's take over the mortgage payment. I said, no, I don't do that. Let's do half. All right, we do half? I think it was $3,000. We said, we'll absorb $1,500, until we actually get it all sold. And we literally told him, we're going to run this through our network. We're going to promote it and get it sold. You have to worry about a real estate agent, and it's like a wholesale deal, right? But a JV wholesale deal. So we both went on the contract. We put it in there with some provisions in case we have to. We will go sub-2 and take it over subject to existing financing. We also put it in the provisions and the addendum stating that we will pay half of their mortgage. Guess what? We sold it in under 30 days, so we didn't have to come up with $1,500. We didn't have to come up with $0, maybe, okay, a couple of bucks for some cheap signs, right, that we put out in the neighborhood. That's it, right? And some gas to get from to and from, because I was living in the high desert, had to come all the way down to LA to make that sucker happen, right? Because that's where he lived. And some signage. Put some signage, some stuff, didn't clean the house, didn't do anything, showed it to a few people. He brought some people down. They wanted to buy it. We closed it through escrow. Yes, we didn't do a closing, table closing. We closed it through escrow. And he got his cash. We got our cash. We promised them to get them the money that we said we would, and they got it. So they were happy. Lo and behold, a month later, all right, they took off. They went to Paris or wherever the hell and had a vacation, spent a little bit of money. They got some money left over. And Joe goes, hey, why don't we make them a private real estate investor, right? Private real estate investor. Why don't we go ahead and have them invest with us, right? Let's do a friendship deal. Remember, we're talking about friendship deals. They write a check. We get a check back to them. I'm going to take a look at this. Let me see. Oh, you got it. Awesome, brother. How's it going, Brian? Brian does zero marketing work to get my first deal. How will that work? $0 for marketing. Can it be done? Of course it can. You just got to use a lot of this elbow grease, right? We do what's called surfing for deals. Okay, I'm going to tap into that in a second, and I'll share you maybe a couple pro tips. Hopefully that'll help you out, and go try it out. Check it out, okay? All right, so I'll finish that up. So what we basically did is we did that, and then he said, hey, they want to, maybe let's, what do you want me to do? I said, set up a lunch. Set up a lunch. We'll talk with them. We'll throw some deals on the table. We'll let them know how it works so they become like, kind of like do a friendship deal, first trusted investor of some sort, or invest in real estate tied to, or invest with us, and their money will be tied to some real estate, right? Or, protected through the real estate. And we went to a Chinese place, had some dinner, talked about it. And then, yep, here's some deals. Came down the wire, which we already had. We sent it to them, and they became a private real estate investor with us, which is pretty awesome, right? So they put in some money. We did the same thing, fixed it, put it back on the market, and he stuck it out with me for a little bit, for maybe 3 to 6 months, and then wanted to go on to bigger things without sticking the time out with me, right? And moving forward, but he ended up, crashing and burning anyways, simply because he wanted to do some other things without, getting all the facts and figuring out how to do sub 2 and all that other good stuff correctly. But long story short, was a JV. Did a few other JVs like that. But then I just figured, you know what? I don't need to put any money into any of my deals. I don't need to, build a crew, fix and flip. Make sure we go in phases, because I got burned that way before, right? By writing a check. Oh yeah, it's $10,000 to do this little fix up, and I give them 5, and boom, disappear, go to fucking Vegas or some shit, and take off with my money. Right, and then luckily there was enough in there spread wise to it just came out of my profit basically, right? I just got $5,000 less, and then coming back, my this happened and that happened, and my sister was dying. So bullshit. I know, we just know. I actually saw him in a car, and I started chasing him, and I guess he pulled over like he's gonna get all crazy, and I jumped out of the car. He jumped back in his car, took off, and never seen the guy again, right? But go figure. So then we started going, you know what? We don't do that anymore. Let's just go in phases. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Phase 1, demo. Phase 2, get the house prepped. Phase 3, to start putting in all the appliances and the plates and the painting and all that good stuff. Phase 4, let's get it ready for rehab and to fix and put it on the market. Okay? Do some guerrilla marketing and get it sold. So, and then we pay in phases with our crews. So you get hey, here's your check. You're done? Demo? Cool. Next phase, you're done? Check. 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 Same way they do with hard money, where they'll give you draws, right? The only difference is some of those draws can take up to 2 to 3 to 4 to 7 to 8 to 10 days. And you're waiting for them to approve your money, right? There's a better way. It's called private money. Go with private money, find private money, and as long as you got a juicy deal, yeah, you're going to give up some cash, but there's a way to do it. So that's creative real estate investing with private money. JVing, okay. As long as you can control the narrative and control the situation, JVs are awesome. But if you cannot, then I talk to thousands of people every year. So the bottom line is this. Yeah, they say, oh yeah, JVs, or they buy into a program with JVs. But then you start talking, then all the truth comes out. Yeah, that was like a big waste of time, and this and that, and I'm trying to do this and that, and everybody was, didn't really know this. It's all kinds of stuff. You just got to find some dispo people that can unload properties, but make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure you vet them, okay? That's the big deal right now. Everybody's giving you the half of the horse, the back side of the horse. Go find a deal, It's great, but you need the first part of the horse, right? You need the whole horse, and you need to become the master of riding that horse, right? That's the goal. You want to become the expert. So get the whole horse, and then become the expert of riding that horse, right? Because then that horse you can make a move and do whatever you need to do, right? That's becoming the expert. That's my pro tip for you. But as far as zero money for marketing, I'll tell you my experience when I got started. I started on a shoestring. I bootstrapped that some bitch, right? Pennies, 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 pennies. But I made sure that the pennies that I used were a return investment. Everything, if I spent $1, I needed to make $11, right? If I spent $100, I needed to, I needed to not 10x that some bitch. I needed to 11x that shit, right? Period. I really needed to. So I would make sure that, hey, marketing, where am I going to do? Marketing, what's going to be most cost effective for you? For us, if someone came aboard working either a 30-day challenge, 90 days coaching with interactive mentoring, or if if they're selected for a one-on-one mentoring, right? The first week we're going over goals, and then the second week we're going over how to break down deals, do your due diligence. Third week we're going into role play. Fourth week we're doing kind of like right here, right? The marketing stuff, right? You don't need any dollars right now. We're gonna show you how to surf for deals. It's kind of like driving for dollars. If you've got no money for marketing, go drive for dollars, right? I know gas is high, and then they have apps, of course. Well, you can drive for dollars on apps, but the apps don't know the condition of the property. They don't know the demographics or the area, right? So it's kind of difficult doing it. You can do it. You can do a big list and pull out a list. It's better if you drive around and look for the ugliest houses on the block. That is super old school, right? Even cycle before me, that's what people used to do, is drive around looking for all the ugly houses, cars in front of the house, tall grass, shit falling apart, paint, whatever. Look for the ugliest house. 9 times out of 10 is probably maybe they might want to sell, right? You never know. So the same thing with surfing for deals, but the difference is that we're going to hunt and we're going to surf in a pond or an ocean where there's salads, where there's fish, right? Now, you got to have a mechanism. I'm going to use the fishing analogy, right? So the fishing analogy is this. You got a fishing reel, you got a rod and all that good stuff, rod, fishing thingy. And then it depends on, hey, am I going after trout? Am I going after bass? Am I going after, ocean fishing, streams, lakes? All those things, you got to set up a different rig. You can't go ocean fishing with a lake rig. You can't go fishing for a trout if you got your rig set up for bass, right, where they roll around on the bottom and shit, right? So it's the same thing with real estate. Are you going after pre-foreclosures? Are you going after inherited properties? Are you going after for sale by owners, absentee owners, right? 3 or 4 years ago, all the gurus are still called gurus saying going after absentee owners, right? I always say, well, that's pretty stupid because they're landlords and they're going to kick the shit out of newbies. They're going to beat your ass up all over the place. So you got to have tough skin. And then you're looking for that tired landlord. You're looking for the needle in a fucking haystack, right? Call 1,000 people or 1,000 mailers or 10,000 mailers. Yeah, you're going to used to get a 1% to 2% to 3% response rate. Now it's probably 1% or lower. It works. Not going to lie. It works. Got a Mentee doing direct mail right now. It works. Okay? So, but it costs money. It's not cheap. It's expensive. But the bottom line is that if you're going to drive for dollars, drive for dollars. Maybe you go to work. If you got a job, you go to work. I know that for me, marketing is marketing. Marketing brings in money. Marketing brings in deals. And you have to figure out how to get those sellers to come to you. Okay? Now it's all about, yes, social media. You can drive for dollars. Okay? You got technology now. You've even free websites where you can look up the address, look up the telephone number. So there's no excuse if you're not getting deals or you're not working it. If you don't have money, that's an excuse. At the same token, yes, it's a business. You should have some money. You should have a budget of some sort because it is a business. If you're just kicking tires and testing it out, that's one thing. I get it, right? For me, it was different. I made a choice, a conscious decision to say I am doing real estate and I'm going to jump off the damn cliff and hopefully I don't hit the rocks and I land in the water, right? God, thankfully, I landed in the water, but I almost did hit the rocks, right? I felt, I got skinned up a little bit, right, in the process. But it's the way it is for everybody. Everybody's a little bit different. If you're not willing to pay the price of blood, sweat, and tears, then for anything, it doesn't have to be just for real estate. It can be for any career that you want. Music. It could be, I want to become a doctor. I want to become a lawyer. I want to have this particular job in sales or this or that, or internet marketing, influencer, internet marketer. I don't know, right? The bottom line is that if you're not willing to pay the price, then you're probably not going to get there. Okay? It just doesn't work that way. That's why they have that instant gratification stuff. It doesn't work, right? Or they say artist, oh yeah, that guy's an overnight sensation. She's an overnight sensation. Little did they know that person probably practiced for 10, 15 years. And then another 10, 15 years before they got their break. 30 years invested. That's overnight. Wow, right? That's why this is what it is. It doesn't happen that way. You got to put in. It doesn't mean it's going to take you 30 years, right? No. I always say, look, a 30-day challenge will save you probably 6 to 12 months in this business. Jump on the 30-day challenge. Should be some links there somewhere. 90 days with interactive coaching with interactive mentoring. That'll save you probably 1 to 2 years in this industry without spinning your wheels, right? And then let me see, the one-on-one mentoring program will save you 3 to 5 years in this industry, and you're going to learn what only 1 to 3% of American real estate investors know how to do, and that's creative real estate investing. The other 97%, they do not know how to do it, right? And maybe 1% choose not to because they're old school dogs and they just want to go cash, 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 cash. They don't want to negotiate. They don't want to do any of that shit. Just give me the numbers. They got a team. Let me rock. Let me roll. Let me do my thing. I'm retiring, right? Because I'm golfing or I'm at the beach or I'm spending time with the family and the grandkids or whatever. And that's awesome, right? That's the goal. I want to get to that 1%, right? One day I'll get there. And even if I do, I may not still want to do that, right? Because I like to be moving and active. My brain's always going. So there's always going to be something. If it's not real estate, it'll be something. It's probably going to be music. That's what it'll be. That'll be down the road. I don't tell people that, but, that's what is going to go in that direction, right? For others, help them explore their dreams and, maybe a record label or some shit down the road, right? Who knows? Or artist development, something, right? But check this out. That's me. Okay, you have your passions. What are your passions? What makes you tick? What God gifts do you have? What superpowers do you have, right? You have them. You just got to figure it out. This ain't the book to read, but I'm just going to show you the book, a book. Study, read, right? Pick up those books. Pick up Think and Grow Rich. Pick up the 17 Principles of Success. The marketing, yes. Marketing's marketing. Just got to get creative. When your back is up against the wall, you'll do your best work, okay? You will come up with some awesome ways to market. Hey, I'm thinking about this. And then you might find a niche. And if you find a niche, keep it to yourself, right? Because that's gold. I always say once you get a bag of gold, you got to turn it into mean green cash. Keep it, right? The market's always going to evolve. Things are always going to change, right? We didn't have social media before. We didn't have YouTube University. Those things help, but they only get you so far. They'll answer some questions, right? Say like, hey, I need to figure out how to change a light bulb on my car. Okay, cool. Is it going to show you how to change a freaking engine in my car? No. They may get, if you want to go through a bunch of videos and put all the pieces of the puzzle together, that's kind of what it's like. That's what creative real estate investing is. Wholesale versus JV versus creative real estate investing. I'm going to tell you right now, creative real estate investing is the winner, will always be the winner, because when the market starts shifting, and it's shifting now, and it's going to shift, money, 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 and we're going to help a lot of fellow Americans, right? And don't give me that shit about, oh, we're taking advantage of this and that. Spare me, right? You're putting houses on the market. You're putting people to work. You're putting the houses back on the books again for taxes in schools, in fire departments, right? The person working at a job, yeah, they're paying their taxes, but they're not doing what you're doing. They're not doing what we're doing, or they're not doing what real estate investors do, right? If it wasn't for real estate investors, 2010, 11, 12, buying these properties, we wouldn't have the economy that we did in 2015, 16, 17, 18, and before the Chinese virus. If it wasn't for them, we still have a shit economy, right? If it wasn't for the creative real estate investors buying those properties, yes, all the mom and pop organizations buying all the low-hanging fruit, doing what? Contributing to society, helping their fellow Americans, putting people to frickin' work. It's awesome. I know. Or you can go to JOB and get a job. Or you can become a maverick, right? Forge your own path, or rock and roll with us, because we're forging a path, and you can Get behind us while we're forging a path, and then when you're ready to branch off wherever you like to. Because we're looking for people here in California, Northern California, throughout the United States of America, right? We're all opening up candy stores throughout the United States of America, yes. And I'm not going to listen to anybody, oh, why would you want to do that in an economy like this and that? Hey, do whatever you're going to do. They told Sam Walton, hey, why the hell are you building 250,000 square foot houses in buttfuck Egypt in the woods, right, in the Midwest, where Sasquatch lives? Did he listen to him? No. He went move forward, and became the biggest grocery department stores in the world, right? They squashed Kmart, they squashed Sears, they squashed even regular retail grocery stores. Why? Because they went with their vision. They went what they went with, and they put good, awesome people. That David Glass guy, he came from the grocery business. I'm getting off point here, right? But he systemized the shit out of it. Sam Walton was a tightwad, drive around in his truck and in his office in one of those little Andy Griffith little squares, packed to the rounds with people and shit, probably fire hazards. And so he said, man, we got to grow. We got to expand. Come on, we got to spend some of this money. We got to automate these systems. If you want to have all these damn stores all over the place, we need to build these big-ass sons of bitches. And that's what they did. And they're slowly but surely building all these huge-ass stories and all these butt-fuck Egypt places, right? Boom, Walmart, supercenters explode and kills everybody. Even the mom and pops in the cities, right? They'd protest them, right? But it is what it is. Everybody has their dream and their visions and things of that nature. That's how things are going to rock and roll in this world continually, and including the United States of America, because they couldn't have probably done it anywhere else, maybe. But that's my 2 cents. All right, wholesale versus JV versus creative real estate investing. Wholesale will work all the time. Put it in your arsenal and keep it. As the market starts to shift, those numbers won't work for everybody, so you're going to have to jump it up and tear it up and pull it up a notch and do some creative real estate investing. JVs work, and they have a place if you can control the outcome. I always think it's just better to say, sure, no problem. They got this novation thing going on. It used to be a novation. The word was more like what's the word I'm looking for? A novelty word, right? People didn't do that stuff. They're talking a couple of cycles back, and that was a long time ago. But this novation thing, it could work to a degree if you're going with novation to take over someone's deal and reconstruct the deal and let the seller know what's happening. And then you come in as the expert, right? And restructure the deal because maybe that wholesaler wrote the property too high and it's got to be renegotiated down, and they bring in this person to do an ovation. It's almost like a memorandum of option. You're going to go record that shit for 15, 20, 30,000 or whatever you're going to put into it, right? So in case that seller tries to bail, you're still getting paid. They could sell the property, but you're going to get paid. That's a memorandum of option. An ovation could be the same thing, but an ovation, you're doing like an affidavit, or what are you doing? An attorney in fact, right? And then you're going to place a number on there. I need to get paid $20,000 if I get this property sold, and then I'm going to go ahead and clean up the yard. I'm going to clean the house up and maybe pay a couple of payments here and there, right? And I'm going to give you a couple of bucks, and I'm going to go ahead and do this attorney in fact and do the novation thingy, and then I have the right to do what? I have the right to go list it if I want to. It's what people call wholesaling it, right? So I'm giving you some pro tips here, right? So you can go out and wholesale it. And then you can go ahead and list the son of a bitch, put it on the market, get it sold. Your seller gets their money. You legally get your money because you have you're the attorney in fact for that. You're not getting a power of attorney. That's different, right? The attorney in fact just means I have the ability to go do this, and list the property. It doesn't give you the ability to go get a loan, right? So that's a totally different thing. That's more like subject to existing financing, where you do have all that juicy stuff, and you can go get a loan on it, and you can refi it. You can get an extra loan on it. You can sell. You can do whatever you want because that property belongs to the trust and to the LLC who controls it, and you are the beneficiary of the property. That's why I moved from doing those contracts to options, to taking down properties and JVing, to finally saying, just going to subject to this son of a bitch, right? I'm going to write it up subject to existing financing. I already got the loan that's in place. I'm going to borrow the money from private investors to go ahead and make up the back payments, pay the seller, take care of the rehab, take care of the pad to keep the lights open so you can fix it and flip it within 3 to 6 months, right, is the pad. Right now, houses are selling still pretty quick. 7, 14, 30 days. So you probably could unload it in maybe 30 to 90 days and put that pad on there. But we like to be conservative, and we'll put a 6-month pad on areas that are not very good, or maybe it's the Midwest and it's taking 30 to 45 to 60 days to sell. California, New York, they're moving still 7, 14 days to 21 days or so, depending on the area, and put that pad on there and then get it fixed and flipped. If for whatever reason we like to look at those numbers, if the number says, hey, there's if the mortgage is $2,700, right, and you can get a rent for 42 or even 37, okay, 42 would be good or higher, and you're good. Because if that property doesn't, for whatever reason, the market does some weird shit and you can't sell it under the fix and flip model, then you can do what? Hey, 3 months coming up, 4 months coming up. I guess we better, 6 months you start paying. Let's put somebody in there and let's cash flow this until the market starts shifting and changing, and then put it back on the market and resell it, right? That's subject to. That's the beauty of subject to. That's the beauty of creative real estate investing, okay? I just feel more secure about that. I like it better. Of course, cash is cool too, right? Just go buy the son of a bitch cash, fix it all up, put it back in the market, resell it, you're good. Get your money back. But if you don't, depending on how much it costs you for that money, and you have to hold on to it, then yeah, you're probably going to, hopefully, if the banks don't lock up your money, you're going to have to go refi it out and get a better interest rate, get it out of the hard money and move it into some traditional financing. And right now, I don't know exactly what rates are, right? 6, 7, 8% or something. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, right? But it's what your rate's going to be. And can you cash flow it? I don't know. But that's the beauty of creative real estate investing. So creative real estate investing, it always wins, okay? I don't care what cycle it is. It's always going to win, right? Even when they say investors are brokers, oh, yeah, that used to be 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, the last cycle. And I'm like, you're an idiot, right? At the end of the day, it works every time. Depending on the seller situation, right? Life happens in this world, right? It's called controlled chaos. That's what the universe is. Controlled chaos. Shit happens every day. People and things happen every day. Life happens every day. So if you're going after all the low-hanging fruit and you're the expert, does it dry? I'm not gonna lie, right? 2008 or 9, shit. Seemed like the world shut down, right? Oh my God, nothing's happening. This freaking crickets. It was truly the freaking abyss, right? Nothing was moving. Nothing was happening. People staying in their houses 5, 6, 7 years. It's crazy. But, will it happen again? People say, is that going to happen again? It's going to happen again? Who knows what's going to happen again? The bottom line is not going to be that. It's going to be, we got another cycle that's happening. It's going to, it's going to adjust. We got idiots in office. So therefore, we got high inflation. When there's high inflation, we know real estate is going to rock. It is what it is, right? But we're geared up. Hopefully you're geared up. Want to go out there, surf for deals. What we do is we surf for deals in a pool where sellers want to sell. We use a couple of templates, copy and paste 1, 10, 15, 20, and I guarantee you're going to get a 30, 35% response rate. You're going to start talking to sellers, and you're going to start writing some offers, and you're going to start closing some deals. All because of some free elbow grease, right? That's what it takes. Everybody comes the first 30 days, we're surfing for deals. And then we start working on your data and some text and some direct sniper mail, right? Driving for dollars if you want to, cool. We'll show you how to build a door knocking team. That's awesome too if you want. All those good things. It all works, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and wrap out without further ado. Anybody got any questions? Seen something today about mortgage rates dropping below 5%. Yeah, good luck on that one, brother. Yeah, don't believe what you read. Right? You're probably getting letters in the mail too. You ever get those for mortgage? Hey, we'll get you a 3.57% interest rate. Then you turn the page around and you got to make sure you got to read all that shit. Those are all the terms and conditions just to get that rate. It's all bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. The best thing to do is ask your local lender, right? Talk to a lender who knows what the hell they're doing, okay? And see what the rates are going for. Check the rates, okay? So going below 5%, we got interest, we got inflation. How is that going to help? It doesn't make any sense, right? Inflation's got to come down. We got to be selling, it's the GDP, all that shit. We got to get the people in office out of office, right? You got to get all the old sons of bitches out of office. We truly got to, yes, I'm going to use that term, drain the swamp. If you drain the swamp and put in some patriots, put in some regular fellow Americans in office, right, that care about their people, because right now they don't care. Every American is a freaking sheep to them. Every American is expendable to them at the end of the day, right? It's all bullshit. No. So say, let me see, how will that work? So is Wholesale almost the same as sub two form? Wholesale is just another, what do you call it? Just another form of saying, hey, I'm going to get in, I'm going to clean it up, and then I'm going to sell it. I'm just not going to fix it up 100%. You know, kind of like slumlording it. Hey, you found a tired landlord. They got some shit that's jacked up, and then they're going to go ahead and say, okay, hey, can I buy this? If I can get in there, structure the deal. Either I'm going to buy it cash and clean it up a little bit, and then list it and sell it. You can do that. People do that. They'll actually will buy it and close it cash, and then they'll clean it up 3, 4, 5, 10, 15,000 bucks instead of spending 70, 80,000 to rehab it. Clean it all up. It's pretty good. Or they got a good deal on it and doesn't need that much. Everything looks pretty good and it's pretty new. Just got to go clean it up and do a full paint job, change some plates and stuff, right? Spruce up a couple of things, spend some money on staging. And if you do that, then you go ahead and list it, resell it, or do some guerrilla marketing, spend a couple of more $1,000 to get it, sell it without an agent, and then, you know, put that money into your back pocket or put it into your pocket, period. Can you do it with sub two? Cool. Yeah, you can do it with sub two. You can do it with option. You can't do it with a wholesale deal because unless you actually control the property, right? Because it's wholesale. It's just there. You can't go and start doing shit to the property, and you'd be an idiot to put money into a property you do not control. If you don't control it, that doesn't make any money. We had a couple of people, not mentees of ours, but from a mentee who had a friend who did stuff like that, right? And you know, they put money. You know, oh, I put money into this, and I started doing that. Then I found out there was this on the title, and this on title, and that on title, and then I had to get ready to close it, and it cost me all this money. I had to buy it. Well, you know, that's just from being. Hey, I commend them for moving forward, but you know, cross the T's and dot your I's and do a little bit of homework before you do stuff, right? I mean, does it even make sense to put money into a project that you have no control over, unless you know you're going in there? If even then, go get it, go lock it up, put some provisions in there, and then go do it. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. But I've never heard of that word, hotel. Oh yeah. They make it. It is what it is, right? There's wholesaling. There's reverse wholesaling. Go out and find buyers first and get their buyers' criteria. Once you find a buyer's criteria, then you go find property and go sell it to your buyers. Reverse wholesaling. Ooh, right? More bullshit. It is what it is. I always say, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Because they ask me all the time, should I go after deals first? Should I go get buyers first? Shit, do both. I say go get a deal, because if you find a deal and you get a deal, real buyers are going to come to the table, right? Then you can reverse wholesale that shit. You can wholesale it. You can sub to it. You can option it. You can do all that shit. First thing, learn the art of the deal. Get a foundation. Do your due diligence. Remember, make sure you got your due diligence under control. So you know what a deal looks like. You know what a deal smells like. You understand you got to get as good as an appraiser without getting a license. You should be able to do a comparable market analysis better than an agent or broker, okay? And if you can do that, then you have your due diligence, then you're going to be at least safe, right? Because we're not dealing with widgets. We're dealing with hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. You know, so it's super important to know your numbers. Know those numbers, man. Guys and gals, know the numbers. Super important. And then when you do that, then you got to figure out, well, what happens when I talk to a seller? How do I get all the information I need? Where do I get all the information do I need? How am I going to structure a deal? How am I going to work this deal, right? Once again, that comes down to experience or study. Fail forward until you don't fail forward anymore. Or like what I did, I figured things out. I studied, I put things together. I figured out how I want my business to be perceived, started building it, constructing it, testing. I'm going to have these contracts. There's a lot of contracts that were out there, but I went through them and I learned everything about the contracts to a degree. And I said, I don't like those. Those look like shit. I don't like those. Those look like shit. I don't know what those are. You know what? Nah. I like these, but I need to make sure I'm good to go. So I grabbed those and I used them. Same thing for the process of marketing. Make a choice and then stick to it. Put the tunnel vision. Put those blinders on, right? And stick to your guns. Go with your gut and then move forward. Okay? So move forward and go for it. You got nothing to lose and everything to gain, right? And then you want to be, yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I should have did this. I should have did that, or I wanted to do that. You get a lot of people who come and go. Yeah, I've been wanting to get started for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 15 years. Okay, well, let's freaking do it already, right? You can do it with us. I'll give you a little sneak peek on some stuff right now, right? Because we're doing some talks and some chit chatting, and had a mentee that under 30 days, right, started getting contracts, writing up contracts, and then at under 45 days, got a first contract and getting ready to write up a few more. Going to get a couple of more, right, which is awesome. That's proof in the pudding. Super emotional at the end of the day as well, because that person spent a lot of money with other programs, spun their wheels, came aboard working with us, and super happy that they did. And proof in the pudding is there, but it's always action-based. I always say it's action-based, action-based. If you do not do what you need to do, then shame on you, right? Shame on you. You get what you put into it, right? It's like what I did with my mentor, right? I actually had things set up already. I brought value to him, okay? And he thought I'd go away, but I didn't, because I called him up the next day after lunch, said, hey, I got some deals. He probably thought I was going to go away. I tried to make him my partner, but he said, no, I'm too old for that. I don't want to do any partnership. I had that, been there, done that. He used to own a bunch of houses or apartment buildings on the beach, Manhattan Beach. He sold all those some bitches, right? And he just got tired of getting sued by the Richie Rich. I tell that story all the time, but it's true. He just wanted to go spend some time in the high desert with his grandkids, find ugly houses, buy them from the bank, credit unions, first, second, pre-foreclosures, all kinds of creative real estate investing stuff, make them nice little pretty houses, and put nice, loving families in there who got hammered down the wire somewhere via credit, but had a good job, but their credit was shit, and they had some money saved up, and he'd say, I will finance you. $1,500 a month, $200 rent credit if you pay on the first, 10-15% down, because they know they have the money. A lot of times those people had houses before and then lost them, and then they don't want to be renters, so they're saving and saving and saving so they can buy a house again. And then Mr. Howell comes and is a savior, puts them in a nice house, and they can refi it out in 1, 2, 3, 4 years down the road. And he always sells the house at a premium. Always, the rent is always at a premium. And, they either buy it or they don't. If it's rent to own, 50% of the people will not execute, and 50% will. If it's lease option, that means they got more money down, they got more skin in the game, and they are serious, and 9 times out of 10, they will perform. Doesn't mean they always will. We've had people who have done that before. We bought houses that way. Bought a house, put them into one of our other houses, give them credit for a whole freaking year. We did one time, right? Credit for a year, don't worry about it. Part of your equity. We're going to take it out of your equity, right? And then we do the deal. And then give them a chance to refi and own the property. They say, nope, I'm good to go. Here's the keys. I got other plans. I'm rock and rolling. Gonna do some other shit. Okay, thank you. They even thank us. Thank me. Thank you for the opportunity. Just help me get to where I needed to get to, because I have to make a damn payment every month on a house, right? And they were going into foreclosure, and they were behind on back payments. And we gave them some money and gave them a house and gave them rent credits. Awesome shit, I know, right? It's a trip. Beautiful thing. But that's what it's about. It is a little bit more difficult. You got to get as far as maybe, dealing with people. If you can't deal with people, it's probably not going to work for you. It'd be better just do the slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Right offers. Throw all that shit at the wall, spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks. I heard one time, 500 offers, get you one offer. It might be different now, right? JV, same shit. You got to vet. Hopefully you got the right people. A lot of people spin their wheels trying to do JVs, daisy chains, copy and pasters, blind ads saying that because they've been told, yeah, they told me to go build a buyer's list, man. And they run a bunch of ads, blind ads. They don't own houses. They just want to, will you fill out my survey? No, I'm going to fill out your damn survey, right? Give me a call. And if you're spending money on marketing, I'll work with you, right? If not, then, keep on popping the elbow grease. Or if you're awesome at dispo and you're like, man, you're just a hungry monster, we'll work with you. We're like, yeah, let's go. Come on. If you're willing to learn, willing to be coachable, follow directions, right? Take action. Guarantee you're going to get results. You're going to get those results. Then we're going to talk about those results. That's where the magic's at, right? Till you get your aha moments. Like I said, sometimes the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, till you get your, now I understand. Shit, That's why we're doing what we're doing. That's why I got the results the way I got the results. Then we do what? Rinse and repeat. You know, I've heard of stuff that it's super difficult to super easy. Everybody has their perception of what we do, how we do it, or how they need to learn. We just know that most people got to learn by doing, right? I got to get on here and do this, and muscle memory, right? You got to do, you got to make stuff and touch it and smell it. Others are like, man, I can see this, I can study it, boom, then go execute. Man, those are awesome people, right? Shit, you want those people on your team. All right, let me see. Yeah, I'd say no dice on that one, on the 5% rates. Unless you know something I do, you never know, right? Okay, see what else. Brian, does ARV after repair value of a property come from the comparable properties? Also, I was told previously that in order to get a deal done on a roll under agreement, I need more than 3 comps. Is that true from your personal experience? Well, everybody wants at least 3 comps because you're doing the same thing like a real estate comparable market analysis. You want 3 comps within a mile, within 6 months at least, right? You want apples to apples for sure. Just depends on the situation. And yeah, thanks, Victor. Appreciate it. Said, no, that's not true. And yes, the ARV comes from comps, right? Awesome. There it is. Apples to apples, brother. Rock and roll. Awesome. Thank you, brother. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why the goal is to do your due diligence and become as good as an appraiser without having to get a license, okay? Because they look at stuff. They look at 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, and if you got a bunch of 3-bedroom, 2 bath houses in the area, and you got yourself a 2-1, it says 2-1 on title, right? We're looking at one like that. We have, well, just put it on the table like that, right? 3-1 or 3-2 physically, title 2-1, okay? Appraiser is going to look at it as a 2-1. Are they going to add that extra bedroom? They're not. It's not going to happen, right? You have to do something. Take out that. They're going to probably make you take out the closet, right? Unless you buy it as is, conventional or cash. If you're going to go FHA or some other shit, it's just going to be another room, part of the square footage. It's not going to be counted as a bedroom. The bank's not going to count it as a bedroom because title says 2-1. And you're not going to take the time. Most people don't take the time. There are some crazy people that will take the time and write letters and do all this crazy shit to the county assessor. Say, we need to make this a 3-2. Well, you got to get all that other stuff. You got to get the city on board. You got to get permits. You got to get all those inspectors out there, engineering and everything, right? And get it signed off as a 3-2. If you can do that, you just increase your value in your property. Awesome. But most people don't. So, some renters, people, landlords go and buy that stuff. Go, oh, it's cool. I got a 3-bedroom. I'm getting rent for 3-2. I don't give a shit if it says 2-1, but maybe they bought it at a good price. So they're not worried about it until they get ready to sell it. Now we got an issue. Now I want to sell it. Oh, I'm never selling that house. Never say never, right? Life happens. It is what it is. Controlled chaos. Be prepared for it. Don't be prepared for it, but at least you have to be prepared for it in your mind, right? Your mind is the only thing that you have control over. Let me see what we got here. We got like 15 hours on this thing. How much have we got? What's the time on this? We started at 6, 7, all right, hour and 27 minutes or so. Someone split, all right. Oh, that was Eric, took off. Oh, there he is. Boink. Oh, is that Brian? Hey, what's up, brother? Okay, cool. Awesome. Awesome, cool. What's up? How's it going? Where are you from, Brian? Yeah, rates may be going up. Don't quote me on that, but it's probably the only logical thing that the stupid Fed's going to be doing. Oh, cool. All right. Bay Area, awesome. So are you working full time or are you doing real estate full time? Congratulations on at least getting started, right? At least you're getting started. So yeah, definitely reach out. Click, there's probably a survey down there. Get in touch with Victor. Got a local NorCal office down there. We can see what we can do to help you out, okay? If you got any questions before I wrap up here, anybody got any questions, just type them up and we'll go through it. But hands down, creative real estate investing is the shit. Period. You know, that's my prediction for the future. Period as well, right? Wholesale has its place. Joint venture has its place. Creative real estate investing is at the top of that, and only because of its diversity, only because of the things that you can do with it. Everybody's going to start off as a bird dog, then a wholesaler, or just taking contracts, and then start getting into creative real estate investing is usually the flow. But I've known people that have just gone straight to multifamily because that's their goal. It's awesome, right? Or they went straight to, hey, I just want to go straight into real estate investing and do storage units. That's all I'm going to do, storage units. Cool. Whatever you hyper focus on, no one can tell you it can't be done. It's not like you got to start here first and do this, right? Just depends on where you want to start, right? What are your goals? That's why when someone comes aboard with us, right, the first week, if you're welcome, you get a welcome aboard email, and we send you a micro goal sheet. And within that micro goal sheet, it's a synopsis of what's going to transpire depending on what program you're in. And then it asks you to write in some benchmarks. There's no right or wrong answers. Write in benchmarks. What do you want to achieve the first week, second week, third week, fourth week, month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. And if you got goals for 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years, some people go, oh, I have to go. You can't predict what's going to happen in 10 years. Well, at least you should have a damn target at least, right? So I say yes, others say no. It's okay, right? You say potato, I say potato. So you should have some goals for 2 years to 5 years to 10 years. And then we can do those little micro goals to get you to the smaller goals, to get those smaller goals to your bigger goals. They should always be going towards the outcome. If you want some tips on that, reverse engineer, right, your goals. Start from the top. This is what I want to do. And hey, the top might not even be your top, because once you start rocking and rolling, your top will probably get higher, right? But it's a good way to start. Say, hey, you know what? I want to do this, and then start going backwards. How do I get it? I want to, own apartment buildings. I want to retire by this age, and then start going backwards and reverse engineering goals. I want to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. And then go back and forth saying, okay, what do I need to do? What micro goals do I need to use to go ahead and move forward with regular goals, right? And eventually hit your goals or goal mark. And sometimes you might not hit it. You might pivot and change. But at least you got some type of target. Everybody comes aboard. We do that. So you got a target. Then we do what's called an AMP Live real estate game plan based on your goals. And then we do our first live call, which is either here or in a group environment, or it's going to be live or on Zoom or something. And then we go ahead and we break down deals, right? The stuff you're talking about, Brian. Right? How do I break down those deals? If you're already doing that, awesome. But you got to figure out how to get your comps, how to get your ARV, how to get offer 1, 2, and 3, how to do the repairs correctly. The only way you can guess on repairs to a degree, but unless you're speaking with the seller and understand what's going on with the kitchen, what's going on with the bathrooms, or how many units do you got? What is the what's the prospectus? What's the cap rate? What's the gross operating income? All those things, depending on what the deal is, are questions that have to be asked. All right, because if you don't ask those questions, then you're not going to know what the repairs are unless you do what? Get all that information, then go to the house or the property, go inspect it, and then come back and reevaluate it, right? By the time you do that, one of our mentees or ourselves, we're already going there to the house to write an offer while others are waiting for that. Or you get some crazy son of bitches hung up on, going, hey, yeah, I'll pay this much. And they're trying to give verbal offers on the phone. We talk to a lot of people. Yeah, I got some offers. Oh, I got a higher offer at this amount. I go, okay, did they write the offer? Did they send an offer like us? No. Was it verbal? Yes. Okay, well, that don't mean shit. It's a verbal offer. So what? Nothing's in writing. It means absolutely nothing, right? So it doesn't even count, so go figure. It is what it is, right? But there's a lot of things in the industry. We're not here to fix them all. We're just here to rock and roll what we need to do. We're here to change the environment a bit and do our little piece, right, for America and for others across the United States. I guess if you don't have any more questions here, let me see what we got. Rate may be up. Okay. Oh, well, okay. Oh, YouTube University. Got it. Oh, cool. Yeah. Awesome. What kind of cars? Cool. Yeah. My cousin sold cars. He sold all kinds of shit. Even the Mercedes Benz and all that crazy stuff. It's a crazy gig, right? Now I think he's doing pest control or something, right? But he's pretty he's aggressive. He's like the hard close. He's like the Grant Cardone type closer, right? He'll uh, he'll sell 10, 15, $20,000 to a little old lady in Pasadena, and he won't give a shit, as long as he gets a commission, right? So, but he used to do real estate too, so he did awesome at that. He did loans and all kinds of crazy shit. I have no idea why he does. He wants to get back in, but he doesn't want to get back in. He wants to get back in, but he doesn't want to get back in. But he'd rather go work harder instead of doing this. Don't get it, right? So maybe sooner or later he'll come aboard and he'll see the light, right? I always say, be the light, right? If you are the light, then darkness cannot come in. So that's my thing. So hopefully a rock and roll in all that you do. Without further ado, I am Eric Paul, your host for the Real Estate Amp Show. Hopefully you got some awesome nuggets from this. If you see this video, save it, watch it. We may or may not repurpose it and chop it up and throw it on Spotify where our podcast is at, or go to the blog, if it's updated or not, but it'll get chopped up into segments. If there's juiciness in there, and I know there's a lot of good stuff here, right? Wholesale, joint venture, and creative real estate investing all in one video. Which one is the top one that I say wins? For me, it's just my opinion, right? It's creative real estate investing, but they all are part and they all flow underneath what? Creative real estate investing, right? The others are down here. You're going to have to adapt. There's a place for them all. Right now, wholesaling works. It's still working, and it will continue to work. When the market starts shifting with pre-foreclosures and that kind of type of stuff, and you got to get more creative, can you wholesale those deals? Yes and no. Is there a better way to do it? Yes. Should you do it? Yes. At the same token, be prepared. I say gear up, okay? So without further ado, hopefully you have a rock and roll week, rock and roll month. Go check out the AMP Live meetup groups. We got Northern California, Southern California, and other places that will start popping up throughout the United States. For sure, Irvine, California, Chino Hills, Diamond Bar, Concord, California. Go visit in person, live, or one of these crazy little live streams will be awesome. And come in and get some stuff answered. Right? There's 19 years of accumulated experience on the private real estate investment side. Another 22 years on loans and lending and the traditional real estate side of the business, all under one umbrella, right? Which is AMP Live, the American Mentee program. AHA, Americans Helping Americans, one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you, of course, right? Throughout the United States of America. Follow your dreams. Read, study. Bring tremendous value to the people you want to work with, and they will work with you always, right? Always say do more than what you're paid to do. And if you're not getting paid, do more anyways, okay? Because it ensures that they will keep you around, that people will keep you around, and your goal is to one day be the boss, to be the rock and roller, right? And doing what you need to do. Follow your passions. That's a lot of stuff that I hear. If you follow your passions, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's true, though, right? You're probably figuring, I don't know what my passion is. Whatever it was when you were younger, that is your passion. And then you skipped it for a job, and then you skipped it for life, and then you let it come back. So if you don't like what you do, then you're not going to be happy in any job you have or any career or even business, okay? So you got to be happy or somewhat happy, right? We're human beings. We're going to be sad and all that kind of stuff. It happens, right? But reading the mind, keep the mind fired up and keep it rocking. Put some benchmarks on there. Push your ass a little bit to do some stuff extraordinary. Don't be ordinary. Leave that for the people who want jobs. They want to be ordinary. Go be extraordinary. Become a maverick. Be a maverick. And then when you become a maverick and you are a maverick, go help some fellow Americans, right? Go help your fellow Americans. It's not a bad thing, right? It's a good thing. you'll get some of those awesome testimonials and people that appreciate what you do for them. That's like one of the greatest feelings in the world, right? Besides other things that maybe you've experienced in your life. All right. So once again, I'm Eric from AHA, Americans Helping Americans, Amp the American Mentee program, the only program of its kind where we train and mentor you 7 days a week and others across the United States of America. Right. And Amp Media, right? Amp Media is our marketing and media company that powers all this good, juicy stuff. VIP execs and VIP lender. Would like to be if you're interested in any of that stuff as far as becoming a lender, or you are a lender, or hard money, we're looking for people. If you want to become a real estate agent, or you are an agent, you're not happy, talk to us. We'll point you in the right direction. You can hang your license with us. You can rock and roll with us. And if it's about the private real estate investment firm, we're looking for dispo acquisition people and high ticket sales. Okay, come out, share, reach out somehow. In one way or another, there's probably some information down below. I'll probably run some of these tickers I think we got right here. Let me see, what is it? Some captions. Let me see. First trusted investor. Right. I got you. Except Tesla, huh? I got you, brother. Cool. Yeah, definitely reach out, man. Let's talk. Let's see if we can plug you in down there in Northern California, get you up and running. We're looking for rock and roll people. We're looking for sales monsters at the end of the day. If you can punch your way out of a bag, be coachable, follow directions, take action, you're going to get results. We're going to talk about those results, and we're going to rinse and repeat, and we're going to rock and roll, and hopefully we can help you build your legacy along with our legacy. Rock and roll in all that you do. You have an awesome day, awesome week. I'm going to wrap this son of a bitch all up. We'll talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye. Ready?